In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the parking brake cables on this Volkswagen Beetle. Let's get into it. There should be a little cap right here. You want to take that off with the straight blade screwdriver. Just pop that off. Once that's off, you can take the hook and find one of these holes. Just go in the hole, give it a pull, and that will pull right off. Now take your wheel lock key, find your wheel lock. Take that off first using a 17mm socket. Now you can go to the other ones using the same 17mm socket. Before I take the last wheel bolt off, I'm just going to hold the wheel, take it off, prevent the wheel from falling, and then slide it off. On this bracket right here, if you take some pliers, we can pull this bracket down, and then you can pop that ball out right there. And then just make sure that's to the side. It's not locked in there. This clip we're going to remove. I'm just going to use some needle nose pliers. Slide the clip off, and the cable will just slide out of here. Just like that. Now we're going to take this clip off right here. I'm just going to use a trim tool. Just put a little pressure, and then there is little clips. If you just pop them off with a pick, makes it a little bit easier. Just slide this off. Pull that off like that. Over here there's a clip. You just use some needle nose pliers. You can squeeze this together. I'll just pop it off like that. And this clip right here, just slide the cable off. And this will just hang there. Now we're going to move to up top inside the vehicle. We want to take this cover off the armrest. You can use a trim tool, get underneath here. On the driver's side, you want to pry in between on the other cover and then pry this out just like this. So you're going to, for the driver's side, you're going to pry that one out. This vehicle doesn't have that there. So take that off and then take this one off as well. Using a 13mm socket, we're going to take this bolt out. You can access that from the driver's side. Then the armrest comes right off. Take the bolt out. Right here, there may be a cup holder that you need to lift up. This vehicle doesn't have it. I'm going to use a T20 socket. Take this screw out. Right here there's a screw. Use the same T20 socket. Pull that screw out. We're going to take these cup holders out. Just grab the cup holder and twist to the left and it slides out. Do the same with this one. You can also take this one out as well in the center here. Pull that out. Under these two there is screws. Use the T20 socket, take those screws out. We're going to take the shifter off, just slide this piece right here down all the way, and then just grab the shifter and it just pops up. Just takes a little bit of effort. You can slide that piece up as well. Take this cover off. You can just use a trim tool and that slides up. Now grab this panel. You just want to pull it up. If you need a trim tool, you can use a trim tool. Just pop it free. This whole piece slides up. You want to disconnect the connector for the power outlet. And slide that up and out of the way. Now there's some bolts that need to be removed. We're going to use the same T20 socket right there and right there. Take those out. Right here. On the other side. Right here and right here. Oops, that broke. And these two up front. Now I'll pull this plate out right here, set that aside. Now I'm going to pull these caps off on the side, just use a trim tool or a pick. Pop those off. In there, you're going to have another screw. Take that screw out, same T20 socket. And pull those out. Do the same on this side. Pop the cap off and take the screw out. We are going to have to lift this cover. The shift lever is going to be in the way, so you want to step on the brake, put the key in, and shift this into neutral. And lift the back part first. You might have to lift the seat up a little bit, get that past. You might have to pull the parking brake up a little. It slides up and out of the way. Now we're going to pull this bracket off. I'm going to use a 13mm socket, take the 3 bolts out. Well, 2 bolts and 1 nut. One there. One there. And the nut right here. That bracket comes off. You can see where the cable attaches right here. You can slide the cable forward, take it off. If you're going to do both, you want to take this one off as well. And you can push those in a little bit. Now I'm just going to use some pliers right here. You just wiggle this back and forth, and you can slide the cable out, just like that, and slide the new cable in. And just work it in. You can use the pliers. Just work it back and forth. And it slides right in. When it bottoms out, then you're good. Now with the cabling just like this, we're gonna hook it up inside the car first before we assemble the rest of it. Now attach the cables to the bracket. Just like that. You can push the cables down. And we don't want to put this all back together. We want to be able to make an adjustment if we need to. So we have to go back underneath, hook everything up, then test it, make sure everything's good, then we can put it all back together. We're going to take this piece off the old cable. There's just a little tab right here, just fold it over. That slides off. So we want to put that on the new cable the same way. It's going to go right there. Over there, and we can fold that back down. Click that in place. That's going to end up right there. But make sure you go over these hooks first. Go over that hook. And this hook right here. Slide this in place now. And just push it up. Slide that through. Using the pliers, pry this down. Get that ball right in the place where it needs to be. That's in place, just like that. Do the same on the other side. Put this clip on. That's locked in place. And do the same on the other side. At this point, you want to test out the parking brake handle, give it a couple pulls, make sure it feels accurate, make sure that the brakes are grabbing real good. And you can make your adjustment right here using a 10mm wrench. You can tighten it or loosen it accordingly. Now we're going to put this bracket back, line it up. Put the nut on. And the 2 bolts. And we'll tighten that down. Snug those down. Now I take the cover, I'll just slide it over. Get it past the seat belts. You're gonna have to lift up on the parking brake handle. And just slide it in place. Looks good. Now we're going to start putting the screws back in. The 2 in the front. I'm not going to tighten them down all the way. You can if you want to, but just get those started. And then the ones on the side. Get those started. All right, and then the back 2. And the 2 back ones. And then I'm going to go tighten these all down. Just snug those down. Now take this panel. There is a couple clips right here. It's going to slide in. Oops, sorry. It's slid in. And you want to put the screws in. Should be 4 screws for this. This one has a couple broken pieces. Get those in. Tighten those down. I'm just putting the 2 in. Now this piece is going to go on. And make sure you plug the outlet in. There we go. That's clicked in place. Push it down and put those screws in. You got 2 up front. those down. One right here. And the bolt in the back. And I'll tighten this down. Now I'll take the cup holders, get those lined up, twist those in. This shifter cover, take the cover, line that up, push it down. You can take the shifter boot and put this cover on. Line the shifter up. Pull that up. Then you can put it back in park. Pop those in place. And lock it down. Now take the armrest, line it up. Take the bolt, get that started. And we'll tighten that down. You want to take this cover, just slide it over. And then lock that down. And then take the other piece that goes there and lock that in place. In this vehicle, we do not have this piece, but you want to put that cover on right there and lock it in place. Now put the wheel back up. Line up the holes. And get the bolt started. Take the other bolts, get those all started. And the wheel lock and key. And we'll snug those down. Now we're going to torque these lug bolts to 89 foot-pounds in a cross pattern to tighten the wheel down evenly. And just go around again, double check. Take the key out, take the center cap. If that center ring popped out, you want to put that back in. Line that up. And pop it in place. Then if you have that little cap, you want to push that on.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.